to my channel. It's Catherine from Jane Catherine on Books, and today I'm going to do my first tag, so I'm really excited. This is called Our Chemical Hearts tag, which comes from Eleanor on Books. The original tag's from her, and this is a YA novel and it's written by Crystal Sutherland. So she's created all the questions to do with newspaper jobs, so roles within the newspaper and editing industry. So here we go. First, question number one, the editor. A book where the hype is real. Sorry I haven't got this in real person, but I'm going to say The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. And I read this before the hype really gathered pace and before the film, and I have to say that I loved this book. I was totally gripped from the beginning to the end. To me it was a psychological thriller at its best. The plot was well developed, the characters were well developed, there was an unexpected ending, and so therefore the writing was consistent throughout, the plot and subplots were consistent throughout, and yes, I was gripped to the last page, so yes, worth the hype. Question number two, social media editor, an author using social media. Now for this I'm going to choose Kirsty Logan. I've got one of her books here, and this is a collection of her short stories. This is The Rental Heart. I've only acquired this recently and I've only read a couple, but I'm loving this. She's also written The Grace Keepers, which is a novel, and then I've pre-ordered, which should be arriving any day, it's called Shelter. That's another collection, I believe, of short stories, and she's got a full range of social media, and you can keep up to date with everything that's happening, and it's great to find out where she's actually going to be visiting in person for literature festivals, etc. Number three, got to keep looking at my notes. Editorial Assistant, so best debut novel. I've already mentioned The Girl on the Train, that was a debut, so for this I've chosen a different one that I really loved, and The Girl in the Red Coat, and this is by Kate Hammer. I love this as well, lovely cover as well, and this is it's about an 8-year-old girl, Carmel Wakeford, and she becomes separated from her mother at a local children's festival and is found by a man who claims to be her estranged grandfather. He tells her that her mother has had an accident and that she is to live with him for now. While her mother desperately tries to find her, Carmel is sent on an extraordinary journey, one that will make her question who she is and who she might become. Again, totally got me gripped from beginning to end. Fantastic plot line, great ending, great storylines and characters. Yeah, great debut. Number four, Sports Desk. Difficulty choosing one for this, but it got to be a book that was to do with sports or sports personalities. And actually for this I chose the book Gold by Chris Cleave. Not got the physical copy here. This is about three main characters who are trying to get into the Olympics, and it's sort of running alongside this is a story of the three of them. So we've got Kate and Tom, and we've also got trying to find the name of the other person, Joe. And alongside this is the grit and determination of sports people, how they are really working to get into the Olympics. But as it's a novel, we've also got the plots, the interweaving plots. Joe even. She lost a brother in childhood and she's still coming to terms with that and how it affects her. And while they are training and trying to get the old race in the velodrome, Kate and Tom, their daughter, develops leukemia and is seriously ill. So yes, sports element to it, but really great book, well worth a read. Number five, Designer. The Designer, interesting cover and layout. So for this is a really old book of my father's, and this is lovely. It's leather bound, beautiful leather bound, which you know, for the time that it was. Very difficult to get leather bound books unless you were really well off. It's got lovely gold lettering, but what I really love about this is the end papers. The Life and Times of King George V. Look at those, they're stunning. And he lived from 1865 to 1936. My father was born in 1936 and he's 80 this year, and he got this as a Sunday school prize. So fabulous. And to think that they, you know, they produced this in those times when they hadn't got the same technology as we have today, really. So again, fantastic, beautiful photos inside. You know, we've got graphs and all sorts in there. So yes, great, love that. Put that down there, it's heavy. Then the next one, number 6, best book based on real life event or a real person. So for this, another non-fiction, which is unusual for me, but here we go. We've got The World of Beryl Cook. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Beryl Cook, she's a really famous artist. She actually passed away in 2008, and this was published just, I think, the year before then, when they did a recent exhibition of her work. She's got the OBE, and I'll just have to read this because, I mean, it's a fabulous cover, look at that. But it's about, you know, it's about her world, it's about her life story, and I'll have to just show you this one. If you don't know Beryl Cook, you really got to have a look at some of her work. She's fabulous. And it says, Beryl Cook has changed the way we look at the world. It is a tribute to her fame that when we see curvaceous girls all dolled up to go out on a hen night, or a pair of plump ladies gossiping over cups of tea and enormous cream cakes, Beryl Cook is the artist who immediately comes to mind. So yeah, she put art, big curvy girls, not just stick thin people, on the map for art. Good for her. Then number 7, the sub-editor, best non-fiction. Again, I've got a non-fiction title here. Oh, of course I am. It's best non-fiction. Silly girl. Right, this is 1,000 Artisan Textiles. This is one of my favourite books. I do a lot of textiles, I do patchwork, and this is a really great reference book. This is inspired by textile artists around the world. I'll show you this. This is like some of the things that have been done for art overseas. There's some really stunning things in here. So this is, that's perhaps a bit green to show up on camera there. There's clothes, there's furniture, all sorts of things. So that's fabulous. I'll just show you this one as well. So anybody that's really into their arts and crafts, or even doing it more seriously, then I suggest you take a look at that. And then finally, I'll close my notebook now, the photographer. Best front cover. So again, delved into our non-fiction collection, and for best cover, I couldn't help but choose Jack Vettriano. Fabulous photograph on the cover there. This is one of his quite renowned photographs. A photograph of a piece of his art, of his original works, called The Singing Butler, and it's just fabulous. It's full of photographs inside that are as good at the cover. So I think that if you love art and want to look at the quite controversial some of his photographs, because they are a bit risque, the photographs in here of his artwork. But yeah, great. So there we go. I'd like to say thank you to Eleanor Reads Books, for originating this tag. I just want to quickly pass this tag on. So I passed the tag on to WomanVsBooks, BooksAndJams, Eve's Alexandria, Reading with Pugs, and BigHaired Bookworm. I'll put down below the links of their channels, and it'd be great, girls, if you could get on board and pass this tag on for Eleanor. So that's it for now, my very first tag finished, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.